big of a coward do you have to be on a show called Traitors and be afraid to trait anybody?
I wanna go day drinking, you know just what I'm thinking. Let's go.
I'm Bo.
I'm Terrence.
This is VanderSports, your one-shot pod for all things sports and reality TV.
Yeah.
And today, Oscars also.
Oscars reality? I mean, it's real life happening.
Is it real?
It's live.
It was live. Yes, with a little delay. And it was boring.
You didn't like it?
Okay, so there were things that I did like. Let me just pop open my delicious orange Celsius really quick.
Hey, Celsius, if you're watching.
So I can stay awake like I did not through that show. Kind of boring. You know, we saw the movie The Substance.
Yeah.
And it's super weird, but it was good. It was crazy. Demi Moore.
That opened the Oscars.
Yeah.
Ronan comes out of Demi Moore's body. For a horror film.
Which horror films, which I love, never make it to that level. They don't get taken seriously. So, and Demi Moore's big comeback, you know, so I was like excited. I thought it was going to be her moment.
She didn't.
She didn't win. Yeah. This young actress, so I didn't even know that I knew, Mikey Madison won. It was like, and everyone was like, this is like the real life Substance, because Mikey Madison is like 24 years old, and you know, she's got a long career ahead of her. But then she was in Scream, the new Screams, and she was in, there was another show she was in, I can't remember. But I was like, oh yeah, I really like her.
Is she in Anora?
She's in Anora. Anora swept, and that made me really happy because it's an indie movie.
Oh, nice,
yeah. So I thought that was cool, and like, you know, a return to indie films being able to make it to the top.
All right, let me ask you, what'd you think of Adrien Brody?
I'm pissed.
Shutting down the band.
I'm pissed. First of all,
I've been here before. I won't act like it.
Yes.
I've been here before, then act like it.
Yeah, and sit down. Be humble. Like, absolutely not. The thing that like really grossed me out, and like I'm an Adrien Brody. I actually texted my friends. I was like, he's still my type. I just think he's like, I think he's hot. But then like, he tossed his gum to his girlfriend.
Nasty.
And like he turned around and tossed his gum to his girlfriend.
Turned around.
He's going up the stairs. He takes his gum out. He turns around. He tosses it to his girlfriend, who then struggles to catch it.
I would have smacked it right back at him.
It is disgusting. Bah! And his girlfriend is Harvey Weinstein's ex. So this is probably an upgrade for her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
yes.
nasty.
It was nasty. And I'm like, in a world where we have seen Captain America, Chris Evans, who did he help up to? I think it was Regina King.
Oh, yeah.
Took her hand, a gentleman, and walked her up the stage. And then we have this man, it just shows me that's character. I don't like.
Chris Evans, good Twitter follow.
Is he?
He like calls out a bunch of toxic masculine. He's pretty funny.
Oh, I love him.
Yeah, he does pretty good. I think who was making fun of like an old Piers Morgan made fun of like Daniel Craig for holding his baby in a Ergo or something, and like Chris Evans he'll like always like comment on stuff. Like he's a good follow.
Yes, and Piers Morgan is literally a demon, and on the record he's a demon. And anyone who's going to attack someone for holding their precious baby like a good father has daddy issues.
What else did I see? So I didn't watch the Oscars, but
I'd be so annoyed if you were at home watching the Oscars. I'd be so annoyed with you.
What did I say? I saw Adam Sandler.
Chalamet.
Yeah, that was funny. I thought that was funny. The voice gets a little annoying, but that was funny.
It's so classic.
I guarantee he was probably out at Veterans Park, whatever, playing basketball at midnight.
And then he just like comes.
And I wonder,
I didn't know if he was really wearing those clothes or not, but that was cute.
Yeah, that's what he wears all the time.
It was so weird to me. They did a 7-minute Bond tribute, like James Bond tribute.
Well, do you know why?
I would love to know why, because it seemed out of nowhere.
Well, I think, and so from what I've heard, is that Amazon bought it. So Amazon owns
The Oscars?
the Bond.
Oh.
The Bond
Franchise.
property, yeah. And so, something that has been around for the longest time, you have Sean Connery, Pierce Brosnan, Daniel Craig, Andy, well, is it, not Andy Dalton, not the Red Rifle, but yeah, there's a few others, right?
Yeah.
But it's been like time periods.
Sure.
It's not shoved in our throats. And so now everyone has a fear that Amazon's just going to like bleed this.
Oh, they're going to bleed it dry.
Yeah. And so that's why it's almost like a goodbye.
Well, I'm definitely thinking that it was shoved down my throat. I was absolutely choking on it. I was like, are they announcing? I thought it would be a cool way to like announce who's the next Bond. You know, that's always like a question. It's like, who's going to be the next James Bond? If it came out that like,
I've heard like 5 different people.
yeah. So if the whole thing opened
Also,
up.
Bond died. James Bond is dead.
That's a spoiler.
Of a movie that was like 8 years ago? Sorry.
Which
sorry.
one? I didn't watch it.
Neither did I.
Okay.
But he dies. So guess what?
Oh.
Did you come back? Like Ethan Hunt, who was disavowed and died and came back? Or the Bourne, Jason Bourne? He's died. He's drowned, right?
Jon Snow.
Oh, yeah, Jon Snow. But he's not. There's no like...
John
John Wick would be the... You know.
John Wick's never died.
What? Well, there you go.
You need to watch the film.
That's why John Wick is good.
Yes.
And James Bond is dead.
Well, I'm just saying, out of all of the comebacks, Jesus, Jon Snow.
Whoa. Whoa.
I can't think of anybody else.
Let's come back to that top 5. We'll come back. Market top 5 biggest comebacks. Next week.
Comebacks.
We have Jesus
Didn't
and
more.
Jon Snow, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're always talking about tightening
Was
up
that
the
Demi
show.
Moore's first nomination too?
I maybe she was nominated for G.I. Jane.
That's what I thought
Maybe.
so too, but okay.
But maybe she was nominated for. She wasn't nominated for Striptease. And
No.
this woman
Yeah.
has.
Indecent Proposal. She's an amazing.
She's amazing. She's got legs. Nice,
She's
gorgeous
got legs.
gams.
But she's,
And they just gams. I haven't seen any yams on Demi Moore, but I've seen some gams. Okay. Top 5 yams. Sweet potato pie. Okay. They're always talking about tightening up the show, right? Mm-hmm. And then they put in this random 7-minute Bond sequence, and it was freaking weird. And Amazon is weird, and billionaires are weird.
They moved it up an hour or 2.
Yeah, and it was still long. I was like, get to it. I want to go to bed. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I wasn't thrilled with the best actor pick, but that's it.
Yeah.
It's my humble opinion from my bed in Omaha, Nebraska.
Best act. Yeah. Who'd you think should have won? I didn't see The Brutalist, so.
I haven't seen it.
It's like,
And the other thing,
two.
the other thing is that in the
Gladiator
Brutalist, they
2.
did use AI, and I thought they had used AI to like help write the script, but they used AI on the accents.
Yeah, it was Hungarian accents.
Hungarian accents that are really hard to do, but that's where the acting.
Wearing purple, wearing purple.
Okay. That's where the acting comes in. So they're using AI to enhance the accuracy of a Hungarian accent, and I'm like, how is that not cheating?
I think we're just done with Kevin Costner and in American-speaking Robin Hoods. I think we're just done with that.
Kevin Costner and Denzel Washington out of this.
Unlike other Robin Hoods, I speak with an English accent.
Remember, I wanted to watch the the movie with the tigers and the sharks and the auditorium.
Tigers and the Sharks? You talking about West Side Story or the Warriors? Or...
No, with the chariots. There's no chariots in this one. They fight.
Oh, Ben-Hur?
No, God, but it's like that. Gladiator 2. Gladiator 2. Gladiator 2. I wanted to watch Gladiator 2 because I wanted to hear Denzel's
Oh, yeah.
Accent. Non-accent.
Non-accent.
Yeah. And I'd give that man the Oscar for that role any day over AI enhanced Hungarian Adrien Brody's ass.
There you go.
So my pick would have been either Timothy Chalamet
For a movie I haven't seen.
for a movie I haven't seen, just because he wants it.
He does. That was a cool.
He's a cute little baby. He's done his time. He was Laurie in
done his
Little Women.
time.
He's done his time. He's been in everything.
He's 25.
He's 27. Just give it to him. He's a little cute baby. Or Coleman Domingo, because he's black and gay, and him and his husband look like they throw amazing dinner parties. That's how
I'm a sommelier if you need a...
That's how I choose my Oscar picks.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Bada boom boom.
So the weird thing from James Bond leads me to a part of the Super Bowl that in the pregame show was with Fox, and they were doing this whole thing about Jimmy Johnson. Like, Jimmy Johnson, coach of the Miami Hurricanes, won national titles, went to Dallas Cowboys, won Super Bowls, went to Miami, Dolphins, whole thing. And they're doing this whole like timeline and like CGI of like him as young and all these different things. And you're like, oh, he's retiring. He's done. And so they do this whole montage, they cut to it, and then it's like, so Jimmy's like, yep. And that was it. There was nothing. Everyone's like, you're going to retire, right? And it just didn't happen. And he's like, well, not sure. Not haven't really thought it out yet. But
Was it ever the real him?
What do you mean it was ever the real him?
So it's like CGI using like
These
old
are old.
images.
No, like not old. Yeah, old images to like walk through like.
His life.
Yes,
In his
exactly.
training.
This montage of football coaching and then football announcing, and now he announces retirement today.
Oh, he did.
But everyone was waiting for it. It was like the weirdest thing. Like, and crickets. So it's like the same thing. Like, what are we saying about James Bond? We're saying goodbye? Like, what's happening?
You're like, what are we doing here?
But
there was an AI CGI. No, I'm using those words. I sounded like my mother. There was an AI CGI.
I'm on the book face.
Yeah, it was a dial-up. Travis Kelce, there was one, and it looked so real, and it was him announcing his retirement.
He's coming back.
And yeah, it was fake, and I was like, "What is this?" And he's like, "Me and Taylor, we're gonna settle down." And I was like, "They wouldn't put it out like this," and it was all freaking AI.
There's a lot of fun AI. They're not deep fakes, like the fake voices, right? And like doing press conferences that are actually pretty funny because like they're dropping F-bombs and they're saying, yeah, this and that. Like it's just like I've seen like Howie Roseman do one for like the Eagles GM. I've seen like Andy Reid.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes like got made fun of.
I thought Patrick Mahomes was in a fake. Patrick Mahomes was in a car with a fake hooker, and it was also AI.
Yes, AI.
It was AI. Yes.
He was not in a car. We are not reporting anything.
No, but it's like I don't like it. It scares me. We're getting a little too close to the robots taking over. I like my Chat GPT, but I really just like that's why the reality world. Everything is fake enough as it is, and it's also real. So it's like you don't have to put words in people's mouths because they're already saying crazy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been watching these really crazy documentaries about real life occurrences. So like there was this woman named Ruby Frankie.
Okay.
And I think you walked in and I was watching some of this the other day. And like she had a huge following on her YouTube. She was basically making a reality show on her YouTube called 8 Passengers. And it started out with her husband, and her 6 kids. And she was just like, I want to be a good mom. And she's like making food with all of her little kids. And they did a little gender reveal cake, all of that stuff. And they were just cute family. And then slowly this woman starts to like turn literally evil.
Okay.
So she...
Waiting.
Okay. So I don't even know. She ended up making a shit ton of money. They made millions of dollars, these people.
Very cool.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Except she stopped being mom and she started being producer. So she would be like, So there was like behind the scenes footage, and she'd be like, you need to act happy. Tell the people where you got your name and act happy. Okay, we're back. I mean, like, I get that kind of stuff. Okay. But I'm just saying. No. And then, listen, and then she got into, like, a cult. She got culted, and then she became the head of the cult.
This is not your autobiography,
This
right?
is not my past.
Okay.
Stop.
Okay.
She changed her baby. She stopped feeding her baby. She sent her husband away. It was really, like, the trajectory was, like, really crazy. But what was really crazy to me was, like, this woman, she was, like, very sought after, very well respected. And then she was just so easily manipulated, and then so easily manipulated other people.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's like, is that not reality? Because that's what I've been doing. I've been doing a lot of like true crime, weird side stuff.
I don't know what that means.
That sounds weird.
I don't know what that means. She's doing side true crime.
Side stuff. Yeah.
So if you don't hear from me next week, please put out a little APB.
If you don't hear from Terrence next week, just know it was earned.
You gotta learn. You gotta want to learn. You gotta want to learn.
Alec Baldwin also has a new show. I don't know what his show is called, but it should be called
Good work.
Grumpy.
Good work. He's got a new show. He's got a new show, and it's called I Don't Know.
It's called Grumpy Old Man, Hot Young Wife, 7 Kids Under 10.
Hot young wife, grumpy old man.
Yeah. This man looks tired. He is aged. He is so aged. And he's got all of these kids running around everywhere. 10 all the way down to a little baby. But I think they're so freaking cute.
I got it, guys.
What's it called?
The Baldwins.
How about that?
How about that?
How about that? Yeah, I think they're cute. I think they're weird. I think his wife is weird for her like fake Spanish accent, Boston upbringing. And all of their kids are named Romeo, Eduardo, Ilaria. Her name's Ilaria too. Her name's Hillary, actually.
I have no comment. I don't know. I don't know this person.
Look her up.
I hope that Alec Baldwin and his family find peace and
Find peace. They're fucking on a TV show.
I don't know. I'm just saying, like,
They're not going to find peace in that house with those 7 kids running around. That's not going to happen. And he's 66. Do you know? I'm like, he said something. Oh, I felt bad for this. He said, I'm going to tell the baby that when she's older. I'm like, you're not going to be around. Okay, I know. I felt bad for thinking that, but I did think it.
She looks Hispanic. She looks Spanish, right?
She has brown hair and a
No.
tan.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
You need to look up.
New York-based podcast.
You need to look up her act. I'm gonna find some accent stuff for you to watch so you can see. She was cooking in the kitchen and she was like, "Oh, how do you say? I don't know how to say cebolla. Oh, onion. Yes, you are from Boston." I still like her though.
Yeah.
She reinvented herself. She's the Rachel Dolezal of what just happened to our lighting?
I don't know. We'll figure it out. It's a little sepia. Let's talk about comebacks. Alec Baldwin, huh? Is he in your top 5 comebacks? Jesus, John White, Alec Baldwin.
Alec Baldwin is not.
Jon Snow. I said John White.
Who's John White?
I don't know. A friend. Actually, I do know John.
You know, I don't know him. I only know John Black. Alec Baldwin. No, he never went anywhere. His old ass has been around forever.
He disappeared after the.
Well, yeah,
accident.
after the accident, sure. He had to lay. You have to lay low. But yeah, a Baldwin is a Baldwin.
Baldwin is a Baldwin. Is a Baldwin. Yeah.
Yeah. Traitors. We're coming up on the season finale.
All right.
Yeah.
What's been going on? Carolyn's gone.
Our girl's
No one likes
gone.
Danielle.
Yo!
She broke the rules last time I checked. Look at me, I'm remembering things.
Yes, you are. No one likes Danielle, but there is a new queen in the house, and her name is Gabby Wendy. And Gabby...
Whoa. 2 first names? She
When
needs to get voted.
you need to leave Gabby at the fuck alone. She's amazing.
Gabby Wendy.
That's just how maybe it's white. I don't know. But her name is Gabby.
Okay.
She's amazing. So she was on The Bachelor. That's what got her here. And now she's actually getting this huge TikTok following because she's like crazy on TikTok. She's like always doing her podcast with her sunglasses on, and she's like, don't call me after 3 p.m. I'm lethargic. I just had a meal. I'd rather poke my eyes out with a dull chopstick. Send me an email. She's hilarious. And on this last round table, we're down to the wire. They left us in a, what's it called? When you don't know what's going to happen.
A cliffhanger.
They left us in a cliffhanger. And there's Danielle versus Ivar. Ivar is not a reality star. He's from the royal family. But they pulled his British ass in. And then he said, you don't like me because I'm the token Brit. If you don't stop right now. He was like, oh, I'm the token Brit, so you're racist against me. To Danielle. Just like, not Danielle, to,
Gabby.
Oh God. No, it wasn't Gabby. It was my homegirl from New Jersey. Dolores. He said it to Dolores. Dolores is an idiot. I actually, went off on our TikTok the other day because I was just like, Dolores keeps throwing away votes. When Tom Sandoval, who went home this week, it was
I thought to ask him, how's your boy?
It was very sad. Tom was killed this week by the Traitors. And then he was like, that's a fine.
He died?
The Traitors kill you.
Wow.
You need to watch this show.
Wow, I didn't know that.
This is your homework.
How did they get away with it?
They stab you in the back. He goes, I didn't know I'd be so good at it.
There's no cops that come?
I didn't know I'd be so good at it. No, it's in Scotland. They send Scotland Yard.
Oh, Scotland Yard.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he was patting himself on the back.
Because he lost?
For how good he was at the game.
But he lost.
He doesn't care. This is what I was saying last week. He doesn't care. He takes himself very seriously. And he's not in that game. He is serious.
It sounds like he doesn't take himself that seriously.
No, he does. He does.
If he didn't win.
He didn't win. And he was like, I'm so good at this.
That's not taking... That just seems delusional.
Yeah. You say, you're delusional.
It's like, I lost every game, but I'm really good at this.
Delusion comes with taking yourself seriously.
Does it?
Absolutely.
Okay, I just feel like...
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Okay.
We're going to dive deeper into that, okay? Because, I think if you're delusional, if I'm delusional, I mean what I say. And even if it sounds crazy to anyone else. Yeah.
And I think taking yourself seriously means you're not in on the joke. Remember, we kind of talked about... And so that's what I think is the difference. He just seems delusional. He's like, I'm really good at this game.
Yes, and he's not in on the joke. Yeah.
But there's no joke about it, right?
The other people find it to be a joke.
Okay.
I don't know.
I just think they're laughing at him, and he thinks they're laughing. He's like, yeah.
This is... I don't... I want to, parse this apart and, figure out what that all means. And dive into Tom Sandoval's psyche. Anyway... Tom goes home.
Okay.
That's the main thing. And then Danielle recruits Brittany, as we knew she was going to do. They were on Big Brother together. So she recruits her. We get to the round table. Everyone knows...
Can you recruit a traitor?
You can when you get down to 1. At certain points in the game, you can recruit.
Gotcha.
And we get to the round table. It is so clear. Danielle has so much evidence against her as a traitor. And fucking Dolores Catania from New Jersey. Patterson, New Jersey. Her father is a detective.
Reuben Carter.
And that man is still alive, but when he dies, he is going to roll over in his grave for how terrible of a faithful his daughter is. Because every single week, Dolores sits there and there's evidence on this person and there's like buzz on this person, and she will vote for Tom Sandoval. And she votes for him. She said, I don't hate Tom. I just don't like him. So she'll vote for him because of that. Okay. Then she said it was because of emotions. She throws her vote away every single week. One time, her and Chriselle both said they don't want to vote because they don't want their vote to decide who the traitor is. How big of a coward do you have to be on a show called Traitors and be afraid to trait anybody?
But everyone knows that Danielle's the traitor. So why don't they just kick her out?
So why? Well, this is my question. If we're down to 7 people and everybody knows that it's Danielle, why the hell is Dolores voting for Ivar?
I don't know.
These are the things that people want to know, and these are the things that are making me like for Dolores. And I love her. Listen, I love Dolores, okay? But here's the thing. In her last season of New Jersey, she had to play both sides of the fence. She was trying to be friends with everybody. And you know what? A friend to all is a friend to none.
Ooh. Friend to all, friend to none.
Yeah. So that's how I feel.
Write that down.
Now Dolores is going to come for me, and I'm scared. She's from Paterson, New Jersey. She's got connections, I know. She's still friends with the Manzos.
Oh, man. Oh, Paterson, New Jersey, close to where the New York Giants play, which makes me think of Adrien Brody and Eli Manning.
What the fudge do these two people have in common?
Adrien Brody is the Eli Manning of male actors in NFL quarterbacks.
Okay, keep going.
Eli Manning, statistically, not very good. I mean, okay, good, fine. Numbers, not great. But guess what he has? 2 Super Bowl rings. Mm-hmm. He beat Tom Brady twice. Mm-hmm. 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 So it's like, bada bing, bada boom, like, you're the best. Adrien Brody, young actor, gets the best, wins one.
Yeah.
You don't hear about him anything else, wins another one.
Yeah.
So the 2 best acting Oscars, that's high air.
Yeah.
Right? Like, how many people have 2?
Emma Stone weirdly
Does she have
has
2?
2.
Well, she's of lead or supporting?
La La Land for lead and Poor Things last year. Okay. And I feel like that's so weird.
But like Meryl Streep, she's got a few, right? Julia Roberts.
Yeah. Julia Roberts has 1. Aaron Brockovich.
Aaron Brockovich. So, right? So all these, and so, but then you look at Adrien Brody's career. Give me the 3rd best movie. Give me a 3rd movie that he's in that's worth anything.
I got no idea.
I don't know. Angels in the Outfield? I don't know.
Was he in that?
I don't know.
Why does that come up every week?
I think so. No, he was in it. He was in it. But that, and like that one Predator. But again, but she had no reason to be in that movie.
I'm going to say,
Adrien Brody as an action hero, knock it off. I mean, we're making 70-year-old action heroes with Tom Cruise and Liam Neeson. But we will not.
I think you probably named the only 2 Adrien Brody movies I've ever seen or would ever give a fuck about. Angels in the Outfield and that one Predator.
But then there's like not the 2 that he won for.
I don't care about those movies. He's winning for...
Oh, he's been in some Wes Anderson movies too.
I don't care about that.
Yeah. But... So that's like my a little drawn connection and yeah. Ooh, in football, it never ends. It never stops.
What is happening?
What is happening? You have the combine. Mm-hmm. So all these college players come to Indianapolis, show off their skills, traits, and interviews, and lots of deals, lots of backdoor dealings happening. They're meeting at St. Elmo's in Indianapolis, a little steakhouse, and they're there forever eating the, what are they called?
I don't know, but...
shrimp cocktails.
Backdoor deals.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Right down your throat. So like you have a lot of like front office people down there. And Lube, and they're talking. And they're like, who you trade and what is this? And we've already had a trade. Deebo Samuel from the 49ers heading across the country to the Washington Commanders. So, already have a big trade there for a 5th-round draft pick. Myles Garrett still being talked about with the Eagles and the Bills, but Cleveland says they're not going to trade him. This is what we call lying season. Whatever your GM, your coach, whatever they're saying who they're going to draft, the draft is a month away. It's all lies.
It's all lies.
It's all lies. It's all smoke and mirrors. Figuring out shit.
That doesn't apply to you.
No, but it's just football. This is the lying season.
I'm just letting you know.
Okay. Yes, I know.
I've never heard of a lying season. I thought that was Scorpio season.
Then there's I'm ignoring that.
I know you are.
JuJu Watkins, my girl, went off against UCLA. It's coming in on March Madness. Mm-hmm. So championship week for men's and women's college basketball. And so JuJu USC just beat UCLA, inter-city rivals. UCLA versus the University of Spoiled Children.
University of Spoiled Children.
That's what USC is called.
Oh my gosh, it's so funny.
USC, if I get this right, USC is a private school in a bad neighborhood.
Yes.
UCLA is a public school in a really good neighborhood.
Wait a second. Was USC though? Was that not the one that that Aunt Becky from Full House went to jail for trying to get her daughter into by pretending she was a rower?
I do know what you're talking about.
Was that USC?
I don't know if that was USC, but it was some kind of college.
Would you lie to get your kid into a college?
I don't know. Maybe.
Even after these people went to prison for it? Felicity Huffman went to prison for it?
You know, I think what USC and JuJu Watkins reminds me of is Love and Basketball.
Because you're in love with her?
Yeah. And they both go to USC, and they're, winning a national title. Women's, even though Omar Epps, more power to you, but it's going to handle it.
Wow. That's your Oscar-winning movie?
Love and Basketball, yeah. USC.
That
what that reminds me of.
Made you a man.
Yeah, talking about the NFL, how it never stops. It just continues and continues with news and news and news. So that trade, Deebo, all the way, like uprooted. He was drafted by San Francisco. Mm-hmm. All moves across the country, does not have a single say in it, right? And that's coming up into this free agency period where these athletes, these humans, are free agents. They don't have a job, technically. And so you have to sign and you have to work out all these kind of deals of like, you're just going to uproot and leave.
Right.
And so, but these humans who play sports have families, have kids, schools, and things like that. And so that whole trade, and so again, a lot of trading, and I know you play a sport, this is right now how it is dealt with, and you don't get a choice of where you work, and I think that's crazy. And and then how do you work? You know you're going to be a free agent. You know you don't have a job. So how do you stay focused in this current job, like during the season, to get signed? And then the NFL, like, there's no guaranteed contracts. You can get cut.
Well, I think it's really interesting because when they call it a draft, it really is a draft for that reason. Like, you don't know where you're going.
Yeah.
And this is a weird connection, but that's how, like, my sister-in-law is in med school. They don't know where they're going. They get their top 3 picks.
Yeah.
Or even when you're in the military, you get your top 3 picks. There's no guarantee that you're going to any of those. And even flight attendants. You don't know where you're going to be based out of. I didn't know this until recently. So, like... You can
some say on where your base city is.
You can pick your top 3. And, like, I don't know, like, across the board, but I know for some people, they're like... I watch these drafts, really, on TikTok. And they're like, I want to get Raleigh, Durham, or Miami. And then they're stationed like wherever the airline needs them the most.
Yeah.
So then that's your base city. So I think it's really interesting that like there's a lot of different professions where you are at the whim of wherever they want to put you. Yeah. And how do you, when I found out Sierra and what's her husband's name?
Oh, Russell
Wilson. He was a Bronco.
Yeah, Seattle.
And he was
Seahawk
Seahawk
to a Bronco and to a Pittsburgh, yeah.
Because I was like, why the fuck is Sierra living in Denver?
Well, but like, yeah, so does the whole family move? Like, I'm only going to be there for 2 years. Does the whole family move? And so then...
Right, and it's like I'm only at Denver for 2 years, but then we're not playing Denver every game. We're traveling all over the place.
Yeah.
I think that's really interesting. And I know, like...
And, like, so other things, like, yes, flight attendants, my aunt is one. She lives in Vermont, and I think her base city is Baltimore. Mm-hmm. Right? And so, like, it's like a thing to even get there. But med school does those things. As a doctor, you can go wherever you want and start your own practice. You can apply to any hospital. Hospitals can't trade you. Uh-huh. So, like, that one I don't agree with. I think med schools, yes, but that's like you're still in school. Right?
Well, yeah, she's a residency. She's a doctor, but she's like gone from Omaha to Galveston to Ohio with no say. And even her next term is going to be
but then when she's
where they need her.
Yeah, and then when she's done with that, with her residency, she can pick wherever she wants to go.
Yeah.
And I guess like that's
if there's a job there.
Yeah, if there's a job there.
Yeah.
Or create your own practice. And so in sports terms, hey, all right, I get drafted. That means it's depending on where you get drafted. Like this is in the NFL, first round draft pick, you have a 5th year. The team has a 5th year option. Mm-hmm. So the team has the power to keep you for 5 years. If you're drafted in 2nd, that's a 4-year contract. But right, and so all these other, so that you can wait 4 years, play out your contract, and then hit free agency.
Yeah.
And then hopefully have your choice of people who want you, because there's only 32 locations.
Right.
When you think about it. And so it's just, I think it's an aspect of their life that is so foreign to most humans. Mm-hmm. And they get paid so much because they're worth it.
Right.
Of the amount of money that they bring in and make for the people who own the teams and leagues, is that I think we just, oh no, that's fine. You don't get a choice because you make this amount of money. You're my entertainment. I just think there's a I think it's got to be weird. I think it's got to be weird emotionally, mentally, and on top of that, do a job. Go make, 33 pointers. Go hit a baseball that's coming at you at 104 miles an hour and could hit you in the head and kill you.
Well, yeah, that feeling of like not being settled. So it's like I'm here for 4 years, maybe. Yeah, you're making more than $12 million. And then it's like you sink all of that money into a house, a home, but you can't really settle in. You don't know that you're going to be here in 20 years. Like, what is that bigger vision? Yeah.
That's right. And like in the modern day of sports, it's so cool when you see a guy draft and stay with one team the whole time. Yeah. The Eagles have a bunch of them. Basketball, you don't see it as much because it just doesn't happen. It's all about transactions.
Well, who would want to live in Philly? I would want to be there too. If you were a football player...
That'd be great. I mean, think about it. Miami gets a bunch, no sales tax in Florida, and it's a fun, warm place.
Not living in freaking Florida, and I'm definitely not living anywhere near Miami.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, that's how they get a bunch of places. California has a higher tax rate, so people are like, But it's also, here's the other thing, and I don't think people know this. You get paid for all right, football, you get 8 games at home, right? Or 8 or 9 games at home. So that means 8 or 9 games you get paid for that state. So Pennsylvania, you're an Eagle, you are getting paid in Pennsylvania taxes 8-9 times. But you then play a game in California. In California, you have to pay the California tax on that.
Yeah.
So it's even then, oh, I'm in Miami, I'm in a free like a zero tax state, you're still going to get taxed in different states that you're performing your work in. And so it's like crazy. It's very different.
I don't think that people know that in Miami and the surrounding areas, there was this guy that ate his girlfriend's brains because he was on crazy drugs. And
Bath salts?
it was the bath salts. And there were
Remember that
multiple.
phase. I remember that phase.
Multiple. Listen, Miami, 48 hours in and out. That's that kind of place. In Florida as a whole.
Florida.
Yeah. Key West.
I want to go to Key West so much.
We're going to go. I'm going to take you.
And dry tortugas.
We're going to go. I'm going to take you. I'm going to take you. I'm going to take you to Florida, baby. I promise you I'm going to take you to Florida.
I'll never come back.
I mean it.
Again,
mean
if you don't hear from me.
The crocodiles got them. That's all you know. Or alligators.
Alligators.
Crocodiles are in freaking Africa.
But
Anyway. We feel bad for football players.
I just like, it's not.
I know.
Don't feel bad.
I
I'm just saying
know.
it's a different thing. And yeah. And so, you have baseball now coming up. Florida, the Grapefruit League, spring training. Yeah. Still don't care about it. And NBA and hockey are still happening. The Oklahoma City Thunder are amazing.
We should go to one of those games. That's not far away.
What do you mean? Oklahoma City?
Yeah.
Yeah, we could.
And what is
Minnesota.
that? Basketball?
Basketball, yeah. Mm-hmm. They just got their 50th win. Mm-hmm. They are a young, dominant team. Oklahoma City Thunder, favorites to win it. Delario.
See, I think that's the unfair thing. If I can pick from all of these different teams and I get stuck in Oklahoma City, I have a problem.
Imagine getting stuck in Cleveland.
I have a problem. Well, Khloe Kardashian, when she was with Tristan, he was in Cleveland.
Yeah.
And she was flying back and forth. And they were like, what are you doing in Cleveland?
Well, imagine getting stuck in Orlando. There's so many wonderful cities that I would not want to live in.
Yeah, but I'm just like, if you get plopped down in the middle of the Midwest, I would totally take Kansas City over Oklahoma City.
You're the number one player, you're playing it in LA or some big school in New York, and you then have to move to
Omaha, Nebraska,
Cincinnati,
where there's a new football team in Omaha, Nebraska. You're gonna go to it. The Nebraska,
That's just culture shock all over.
It is culture shock. We live in many different Americas, and I'm not gonna live in the Miami one.
There you go.
I don't want it.
I don't want it.
No.
Anything else for the peeps?
No. This week, I'm looking forward to watching all of Love is Blind because I've been completely ignoring it.
So we'll get into that.
Yeah. And I'm going to catch up on The Bachelor because he went to hometowns. I don't even know. All of his girls are the same girl. And he's not very charismatic.
No, yeah.
Yeah, he's
You were
not.
excited at young, black, good-looking Bachelor, and you were excited for it, but yeah.
I really was, but I just feel like he's being, you know what I think it is? Oh, I hate this. He's a little too much of a good guy. He's got no sleaze to him. He just wants to get married and have a wife and kids. And I'm like, okay, but entertain me. And all he wants to do is settle down. Okay,
Athletes
but
are humans.
it's like, he's not an athlete. He played in the DR.
They're still humans.
Yeah, he's human, but I need him to be a little bit more.
Entertain me.
I need him to be a little bit more dirty. You know how I like him.
So, on that note,
See you next week.
see you next week. Keep it dirty.
Keep it dirty. Entertain me.